welcome. It is Thursday night. Welcome to the Cantina Happy Hour. Pull up a stool, grab yourself a drink. Let's talk about Star Wars. I am your host, David. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Definitely ready for Friday. I'm over the week. I'm over this weather, and it's supposed to be worse next week. So
worse how? Is it raining?
I wish. I mean, in our area, it rains for like 2 minutes, so my grass is basically fried. But no, they're talking triple-digit temps next week.
There's been a heat wave going on everywhere.
Not for me. Not normal for me.
Here's what I like. We had one of our guys come in today, and he said, "Oh, it's so hot out there," and I was like, "I tell this to you every year. It's Texas. It's July. It's hot. That's."
Well,
other breaking news: water is wet.
They're talking about we will get. It's going to be so hot or whatever, and the humidity, Indiana. That we're going to have corn sweat.
Oh, how fun.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It sounds disgusting, where the corn actually sweats.
Oh, I heard corn sweat, like David corn sweat. I was like...
That's corn sweat.
I almost heard that too.
I was like, what?
She's got to be talking about something else.
I was like, what?
Go watch our MCU Monday show.
Yes.
We did Superman.
It was a spectacular crossover event. It was one of the better shows that we've done. I had a lot of fun with it.
It wasn't the MCU DCU crossover you deserved, but it's the one you needed.
And it's the one you got, so there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Also with us tonight is Cam from Cam and Focus. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing okay. Today was my Friday, so I'm definitely happy about that. It was a busy week. Yeah.
Also with us tonight, as he always is, Andrew. Andrew, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Oh, even though you don't do
it. Well, for me, it's the right way, but
come on.
You know what? That was better. That was better choreography than Attack Force. So you got to give me some.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
I hope not.
That's not.
Exactly.
What do we got tonight? What are we doing tonight? I did try to do Star Wars. That's right. We're not doing the crossover event.
I was gonna say we're talking about Star Trek. There you go.
Not yet, anyways. Not until something better comes. We might. It's not out of the realm. We did Galaxy Quest. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
We need your help.
So.
Put a cork in it, Zane.
Sorry. I had my clip. I've got Darth Vader there. I had to throw it up.
Sometimes my sister and I will talk like the Themodians, or however you say that, in public. And then we're like, maybe people will think we're like special needs or something if we're walking around going, that is very nice. like probably shouldn't do that.
Well, if they don't get it, then
that's on them.
That's on them.
Just go to a grocery store and narrate everything you're looking at. Spaghetti.
yeah.
Boil water for 5 minutes.
We have watched this in all the historical documents. It is a delicacy.
I'm telling you, I've got my Spaceball story. I still tell my Spaceball story, and that's one of my favorites, and I love it. Mm-hmm. I don't care. You go around quoting movies, and people either think you're insane or they laugh along with you. So,
oh yeah,
or they're just got deer in the headlights. Look,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's part of the insane one. That one falls to the.
Gotcha.
I think you're insane. You're like,
because the majority of people I work with, they don't know Star Wars, Marvel, DC, or anything, and I start talking, or they make the mistake of asking me, "What did you do this weekend or last night?" And I'm like, "Well, I watched Marvel, and there's this really cool part, blah 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 blah." I'm talking for 15 minutes, and they're just like.
I wasn't. I thought maybe you went out to eat. Got a new hat.
Now they know me better than that. They know I'm a hermit. I don't go anywhere but work and home, and to my kids' houses.
And to the movie theaters once in a while.
Oh yeah, movie theaters, and only because I have to.
have to see the movies. Tonight, what are we talking about? We're talking about
Cloak of Darkness.
Cloak of Darkness. We probably should have done this one with the past episode because they kind of.
Oh, we offended Andrew.
I did nothing. But he was having issues logging on at the first, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Is it raining
let me see
there?
if I can wrangle him back.
No. I'll give you the high sign.
Then that'd be perfect.
I'll give you the high sign to win to wrangle. I've never seen him leave like that either. I mean, his screen went like bright white and then it just disappeared.
Might be the satellite.
Or maybe his phone died, or his power went out or something.
His screen went white and then he disappeared. What he get a nuke dropped on him or something?
It's possible.
Struck by lightning.
Yeah.
UFO beamed him up.
There he
I
is.
didn't move in time. I don't know what happened, but whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Something happened. We were about to talk about this historical document.
Yeah, exactly.
Throughout the whole show.
Anyway, so we're talking about Cloak of Darkness. Like I said, we probably should have watched this one with the other one. This is one of those episodes that made me hate Ahsoka even more than I already did.
How was that even possible?
This was one of those ones to where I watched this one and I'm like, I'm glad she's going to die at the end of this. I really am. I'm glad. Not at the end of the episode, but like at the end of the series.
Too cocky for a Padawan. Cocky.
I did not like it at all. The whole time when they're interrogating
Newt Gunray.
Yeah, Newt Gunray. I was like, we lost them again.
He heard you say you didn't like Ahsoka, and that's just he figured enough was enough.
That is it.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
But anyway, so it was the and she charges at him with the lightsabers again. Would a servant have one of these? And I was like, sweet Jesus, just stop. And she didn't listen to anybody or anything. It's what she's like at this point in the show, and I'm gonna call on you a little bit, Debbie. Ahsoka to me at this point is like Karen is to you in Daredevil, where it's like she just does stupid stuff all the time that gets people in trouble, and I hate her for it. It drives me nuts. I'm like, would you just, they told you to stay there. Stay the frick there. Dang it. Well, everything worked out in the end. Well, nothing would have gone wrong if you had stayed there to start with.
Well, I don't know. What's her name? Lumera?
Yeah.
She probably would have died. But I thought she should have taken Ahsoka with her anyways.
Yeah, and that puzzled me too. What the crap was she doing with Ahsoka? Is this Jedi checkers where we just jump to whatever master is working for us?
That's what they did for a lot of the series really early on. It's just, if one Jedi goes on an adventure, then chances are another Jedi goes on that same adventure, or they meet up at some point. There's always odd pairings.
But Ahsoka's always involved in the pairing. That's what bothers me.
It's Ahsoka and Luminara, and then Ahsoka and Plo Koon, and who else was she with? Everybody. She's basically been with the entire roster of Jedi at some point in the series.
Yeah, because you don't see the other Jedi Masters with the frequency of turnovers, or not really a turnover, but the roundabout Padawans.
Yeah. It was almost like Dave Filoni said, okay, we're going to make this show, we're going to call it the Clone Wars, but it's really going to be the Ahsoka show. And Ahsoka's just going to be in everybody's business. I mean, when you saw...
To be fair, this was George's creation.
I know.
Ahsoka was George's idea.
I got it, and that's
right.
fine.
But Ahsoka was Dave Filoni's writing.
And Ahsoka could have been one of those things.
He lives.
Get your mom off of Fortnite. She's played enough. Oh, I think he just locked up again. Nope. There he goes.
He's just
Andrew,
being rude tonight. He's being a
something.
rude teen. You're a
I'm telling
teenager.
I'm-
You're rude.
No, I don't know why, but had to reset the router, so I am back.
Maybe.
I'm back.
Maybe.
No, I did that.
Pixelated.
I did that.
Yeah, you're pixelated pretty bad though.
Well, at least
So-
I'm back. At least you can hear me.
I
This
wish
is
my
true.
router would come up that quick. Man, I have to sit there and wait forever.
Wait for it. Yeah.
It takes 3 to 5 business days.
It'll be back on tomorrow between 8 and noon. Sometime between
Yeah.
8 and noon, the technician will be there.
Who can plan for that?
Makes me think of Grown-Ups. Chris Rock's character, he works in like Wi-Fi, like cable, and it's always like 8 to 12, and he waits till like the last minute and then walks up, runs up to the door to put the sign that says "Sorry, we missed you," so he never has to like do anything.
No, I take the whole day off. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting on you.
Yeah, but then you'll call them up and be like, you know what? I've had enough of you guys. I'm canceling. And then they'll pull a South Park and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, we're the only provider in your area. Oh no.
You know what? You know what's bad is you laugh about that, but as far as our
It's
internet
true.
is concerned, that's true.
There's so many places
Frontier-
that only get
yeah.
like 2 providers.
We have Frontier, and that's it. That's the only people that have lines in our neighborhood. So I've called and said, hey, look, I want the deal that you've got going on right now where it's 6 months for $30 a month. And they're like, well, that's only for new customers. The best I can do for you is $50 a month for 6 months. And I'm like, no, the best you can do for me is $30 for 6 months because that's what you're giving everybody else. Well, no, because you're an existing customer. So the best we can do for you is $30. And they know that I can't say, well, fine, I'm just going to cancel and go with somebody else because they're back there laughing going, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's the same mindset as employers. They reward, the wrong people, and then the employees who have stuck it out and they work really hard, we get jack grab. It's the same with cable or cell phones, any of that stuff. Oh no, it's only for the new people.
I've been a loyal customer. I've been with T-Mobile when they were T-Mobile. I think we've been with them for like 20 years almost. They were Singular when we joined. Singular Wireless.
Wow.
And company gets bought by somebody or changes names or does this or that, and in 20 years, you would think, and same with insurance too. You would think that, look, I've been paying the car insurance for umpteen gazillion years, never had to file any claim, but my rates keep going up. And I'm like, why? I don't file a claim. I've given you guys enough money that I could have paid off my car 3 times by now. Anyway.
This is all grown up talk.
That's
Yeah, Andrew, just wait till you learn about taxes.
Yeah.
There's 2 things certain in life: death and taxes.
And Star Wars. Well.
Which is what we're talking about tonight.
Which is what we're talking about tonight.
Marketing,
But anyway, so we've got Ahsoka, and they're transporting Newt Gunray. Newt Gunray is...
He's an annoying little shit.
He really
he always
is.
has been.
He's such a flip-flopper.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Very nice to see you.
And he tries the whole bribery thing too, which I mean, sure, why not? I'm very wealthy. I could pay you.
Oh, I am very wealthy.
He says it to a clone, and I'm like, seriously?
Really?
What would a clone do with money?
Exactly.
If he were the big business CEO, whatever the hell he is, he would probably understand that a clone has no use for money.
Especially
this one's a decoy.
This one's a decoy. But the thing with him too is and you talk about clones. Dadgummit, now I lost. Oh yeah, he's a clone and he's in the military. He's getting 3 meals a day. He's getting. I don't know if they're getting paid or not, but as a military person, I'm getting paid. I get 3 meals a day. I get a roof over my head, and it's all free. And I'm like, in fact, we even got what they call BAH, basic allowance for housing, or basic BAC, which is basic allowance for clothing. And that was money that they gave you as part of your paycheck to help pay for your house or to help pay for clothes. I mean, it was, you don't need money. The Army gives you everything. So join up. You too can be like Captain America.
The Republic wants you.
Although with clones, I'm sure they probably get pretty screwed over because to most people, to the Republic, like they're just numbers, you know, not necessarily to everyone, but in the Republic's eyes, you know, that's why all their names are like C235. I don't know.
But see, that was again though the difference. It was the one scene where they were searching the ship. The droids had landed on the ship, and he asks the droid, "Have you seen anything? Did you see anything?" And he calls him something like I forgot what it was, but he called
327.
Yeah, and the droid gets mad at him, and he goes, "Don't you know droids don't like it when you don't use their given name or
They
proper
don't like
name?"
nicknames.
Yeah. They're not robots. They're people.
R2E.
They're clankers.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. And that makes a lot of sense because she calls him R2E. And that stops. I think that stops after like the first season. And maybe
Thank
even
God.
like halfway through this season. Where that just stops. And it's like, okay, thank God. Now that was probably people saying, dude, you got to stop this.
But the thing is, hardly anybody calls him R2D2. It's always R2.
R2.
Same thing with C3PO. It's 3PO, you know. So it's like, you know, that logic doesn't really hold up that droids don't like nicknames.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing she didn't get to know C-3PO all that well, because I can't tell you how annoyed I'd be if she started calling him 3PO-y.
3PO.
Oh my gosh. I bet every time Ashley said R2E when she was recording the line, she turns to Filoni and goes, "Really?"
There's got to be something better we can call him.
Yeah.
It's like, do we have something else?
Someone somewhere.
Every single time she had to say that, she was probably like, R2E.
I'm positive that somebody somewhere in that studio dropped a quarter in a bucket every time she had to say it.
And honestly, too,
and then they give it to her at the end of season one.
I can honestly see it playing out to where she's like, "Look, Dave, is there something else we can call him because it just sounds bad?" And Dave's like, "You know what? If you can think of something better, then go for it." And she's like, "I got nothing."
You know
We're
what?
just gonna have to go with R2.
Because the best name is already taken. What name could you give him besides R2?
Dave Filoni thought of that when he wrote that. He was like, this is brilliant. You know, almost like I told you there'd be consequences.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
but then
Dave Filoni.
She's
Dave
a
Filoni,
kid.
Dave Filoni
Right,
did exactly what I said he was going. What played out to where he was like, "I got to think of a clever nickname that she can call R2." But there's really not. He's already got the best nickname with R2. So what am I gonna R2E? I guess that'll work. Just whatever. R2E, fine. And then he wrote it, and he was like, "All right, it's gotta go. It's gotta be that. Sorry."
Yeah, all that's missing would have been for her to say in like a childish mocking voice, "Ugh, R2 Schmartu, come on."
Oh my gosh. Well, she calls Ventress like Baldy something, right?
Now we lost Cam.
Bald harpy or harpy
Yeah, something
bald?
like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, burn.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? I was talking
Dave
about
and I are
Ahsoka's.
next.
I told everyone about Ahsoka's big burn that she calls Ventress, like Baldy.
And literally, you started saying that. You said, "Oh," and Ahsoka calls Ventress, and then it cut out for me. I was like, "What'd she call her?"
She said, "Yeah, you bald."
Maybe we're being canceled by people on YouTube because we're saying things like
Disney's
bald.
watching and they don't appreciate it. It's probably Mr. Filoni.
Dave,
Mr.
I'm
Filoni.
sorry,
Look,
Dave. I'm sorry.
It was a brilliant
Look,
line.
we have,
apologize.
look, Mr. Filoni, we have said many, many times in the past that this is a rough season and it takes some time to get footing. We love the project. As a whole project, we love it. There's just certain parts of it we did.
We know Cam's wearing a Christmas shirt in July, but that's a thing. So come on, don't.
I legitimately did not even plan that, so thank you for noticing.
I have equalized.
Hey, whenever it was the first thing on the hanger, that's what I usually do.
Yeah.
Oh no, I always flip through and I'm like, what haven't I worn in a little while?
I just put my shirts on rotation, so just put them in the back if I worn them, and then take from the front, so I don't.
Yeah, I just have a closet full of nothing but just plain black shirts, and I'm rifling through them.
It's kind of like in the B movie. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Black and yellow. There you go.
Yeah.
I always thought there was a McDonald's commercial where it was like a day in the life of Ronald McDonald, and he stood up and he's in the closet and he's like, what to wear? It's all the same. And I'm like, what to wear?
Oh man.
Anyway,
Ahsoka.
What a pain.
Snips.
Okay,
she's not with Sky Guy.
True.
I gotta wonder. I've always wondered this, and I have not been able to come up with an answer to convince myself of it one way or another. But why is her nickname Snips?
Because she's
snippy.
Oh, because she's snippy. Okay,
I thought that for the longest time. I was like,
honestly, I always thought it has something to do with her Leku or whatever. I'm like, okay, but she's never had them. Has she had them snipped? I don't know.
No, I think they said something about it in the movie. I think it was.
They did. Although it should have been snarky because she's more snarky
than snippy.
Yeah, he's snarky.
Should have been stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't have held. But though too, and as much as I hate to say, this is a lot of Anakin peeking out in her too. The whole I want to be in the middle of things. I want to do things. That's
not
the way
doing what she's told.
Not doing what she's told, and still making it work.
I feel like in a lot of ways, Dave Filoni meant to have young Ahsoka be almost like a proxy for young Anakin, because up until now we hadn't been able to see any young Anakin adventures with Obi-Wan. So
even up until this day, really.
Yeah. So I know that there's been like a couple of canon books and I think a comic series, which actually was really good. I have the comic series; it's great. But we didn't really get a whole lot of Anakin as a Padawan, which is kind of surprising to me because that's kind of the most important time of his young life.
I would have thought so too. That would be one of those things to where you could have Anakin and show kind of, okay, he just shows up as this disgruntled teenager in episode 2. You're 10 years past Phantom Menace, where he was the young, that he really didn't have any kind of issues to speak of, to where other than he lost his mother and it's cold in space.
Yeah.
And that's about it, And then all of a sudden he's this snarky teenager who's slaughtering Tusken
villages.
Raiders. Yeah. And
well, it's funny.
I look at it and I'm like, well, what caused that big of a change? And the only thing I can think of, being a normal human male, is, he's hit puberty. Of course, that explains everything.
It's an angsty teenager.
It's an angsty teenager, exactly. So,
what were you saying,
they
Andrew?
gave us I was going to say, for 3 years. Of Padawan, Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got the first thing that comes to mind is that book Brotherhood, an Obi-Wan and Anakin story, which takes place just after Attack of the Clones, which, granted, Anakin's pretty much progressed almost to knighthood at that point, but it's still a good Obi-Wan Anakin story. And for a character relationship that's so heavily built up in the original trilogy and then again in the Phantom Menace, we really should have gotten more of that. But even with the Clone Wars, there's not really a whole lot of Obi-Wan and Anakin being Obi-Wan and Anakin. So I don't know. I feel like they had a really good thing going there, but they chose not to double down on it. Instead, gave us Ahsoka.
And they probably should have. Like I said, that, and you know what? Who's to say they won't in the future? I mean, very obviously you've got a large untapped section of Star Wars that you could dive into. Now, I know again, you're going to have half the fan base saying, "Oh, that's a great idea. I'd love to see that." And then you're going to have the other half saying, "I'm sick of the Skywalkers. Star Wars is a big universe. Let's do something else. This is just crap put out by Disney to sell more toys." Well, that's what Star Wars is, yes.
I'm kind of on both sides of the fence there. I want more of what I feel that era of the story is lacking, but I also want more of what hasn't been explored yet at all. So, I just want more. I don't care what form.
All right,
it takes at this
Kylo.
point.
We're not having a season 2 of the Acolyte. More
Piece of junk out of the sky.
Do you think you got him? Yes, that's right. We talk about the sequels because you know what? We enjoy the sequels. So
By the way, because Ryan Johnson recently had an interview where he was talking about his sequel trilogy. Not his sequel trilogy. Him doing a trilogy. I personally would like to see that, because if he got to write it and direct it and it'd be his one vision, honestly, I think people would like it. But when you have a kind of a light-hearted, Force Awakens, and then a darker, not like dark, but like a darker Last Jedi, and then back to a more lighthearted Rise of Skywalker, sure, it feels like a little bit out of place. But when you just watch The Last Jedi on its own, it's a really good movie.
And I think
pretty entertaining.
When you're having to tell stories and deal with established characters, and you have to stick to a lore right, and basically a script of how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And whereas
he could do what Zack Snyder did, just better.
Well, if he can tell his own story through 3 movies, then it probably would be a lot better and probably a lot more well received.
I mean, Ryan Johnson is at his best when he's allowed to really let loose, and we got that, I think, in full force with Knives Out, because that's all him. That is all him, and it's a fantastic film. And then Glass Onion, I didn't like quite as much, but I still really, really, really liked it. And then the next one that's coming out, which I think is next year,
I think,
or the year after, or something, with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm ecstatic for that.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly my point.
But you can't give him too much, because they tried that with Taika Waititi. He made Ragnarok, and everybody was like, "Oh, great!" And then they said, "You know what? Just go nuts with Love and Thunder," and it was like, "Oh."
I think Ryan Johnson has a little bit more self-control.
Rein him in just a little bit there, Bucko.
Yeah.
So
anyway, yeah.
All right. Somebody's on. Hi, General Kenobi. How are you?
No, you gotta go, General Kenobi.
Oh, I'm sorry, General Kenobi. The negotiator.
You are a bold one.
I learned a General Grievous joke the other day, but I don't think I can say it on the show.
Why?
Is it rated R?
Dirty?
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll talk about it after the show. Yeah. We're going to talk about this after the show, young man, and I will send you to your corner. Oh, you're already in a corner. But
I'm already in my corner.
You're grounded.
Wait, it's okay, Andrew. Just whisper it to me.
right. Wow, you see it.
And also with you. May the force of others be with you as well.
Yes, may the force be with you.
Oh no, that's what Gandalf says
we can't do
to
that.
Harry. That's what Gandalf says to Harry when he tells him he has to go to uncharted territory.
Gandalf told Harry Potter to go to Narnia.
Never give up, never surrender.
To find the Dragon Balls.
By Grabthor's hammer, you shall be avenged.
Man.
What
You
have
know-
you done?
We're gonna take just that clip of Cam.
Absolutely, you may. Absolutely.
We're gonna take that clip of Cam, put it out on our socials, and say, "Look what Cam thinks his characters are in one franchise. He knows nothing," and then let the internet run with it. Be like, "Yeah, that's right." Yeah.
Just post with the caption, point and laugh.
Yeah.
Point and laugh.
The guy here's how we sell it to the one side of the franchise. We say the guy that likes The Last Jedi said this about all these other franchises.
Yes, Lexi, go ahead. We're waiting.
Just messing with you, Cam. I'll go to my corner.
You're in your corner.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, exactly. This is your corner right here.
yeah.
That's why we put you down there.
All you're missing is a dunce cap.
Don't even know what that is.
You don't know what?
Nice.
Yeah, he's too young to know what the dunce cap is.
Or I might. I just don't know the name of it. Maybe.
Let's see. So right now, I'm making a Queen Amidala headdress and a costume for a con. I am making my boyfriend an Anakin cosplay too. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, let me ask you: is it Anakin Episode 3 Anakin, or are you going to try to go for like a General Skywalker with the shoulder pads and everything else, Clone Wars Anakin? Or are you going to go with young Anakin? You're going to go with little boy Anakin?
That would be a little weird.
It's her boyfriend.
I was gonna say, like, I mean,
well, it's an Amidala headdress, so I'm going to assume that that's the Episode 1 headdress. So.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
There you go.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
All right.
Which
Very
means I assume her Padme cosplay is also Episode 2.
Yes, it should.
Specifically the scene where she tells Anakin they can't be together.
Yes. No.
Yeah, that's the worst thing
Okay.
to wear
Well,
when
you
you're
go.
trying to let a
Nice.
guy down.
Perfect. Excellent. Oh, okay. Better question then. Episode 2, Anakin. Or is he going to let you cut his hair and do a little pigtail thing?
Yeah.
Because I want to know that. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Awesome. Well, kudos to you. Sounds like you have a great boyfriend. Is he into Star Wars, or are you into Star Wars, or is it kind of a mutual thing? You're both kind of there. And
She sits him down in a chair and clamps his eyes open like Alex from A Clockwork Orange. Make it stop! Make it stop!
And then Steven Seagal comes around the corner out of breath.
Pushing his stunt double aside when he reaches the stairs.
Yeah. Oh my! Imagine Steven Seagal as a Jedi, and it's
Okay.
all from his back, so you don't see. He's not the one doing this lightsaber fights.
so
Nice.
you said you're making it for a con. Which con are you going to, if I may ask? Andrew and I enjoy going to cons every once in a while. So.
Mm-hmm. And for me, every once in a while is once, but still.
I was gonna say I got a whole wall full of badges and plaques and whatnot. So.
But I do hope to go next year for sure.
Ah. So she is doing the black dress.
Ooh. Wow.
I mean, here's the
Oh,
thing.
oh,
If you're gonna-
And he's going to the
Nice.
wow.
Oh, are you
Look
going to
at
meet George?
Are you gonna get to
Because
see
George is
George
going.
Lucas?
Now
Yeah,
I'm
George is
jealous. Look at you go.
I mean, I
can't
got
get
to sit in on 2 panels, but it wasn't a
Nice.
Comic-Con. It was a Star Wars Celebration 2 and 3 in Indianapolis. And he had panels both times, and we got to
Nice.
see him both times.
Nice.
It's great. You're in
I-
the presence of glory.
Greatness.
Yeah.
The aura. It was an aura.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
there you
aura
go.
was
Yes.
just, it was awesome. It was cool.
No, don't be.
No,
Don't be.
come on, that's
You know
people
what,
are gonna
there's-
love it.
Wow.
There's-
If that's
there's-
you in the picture, you look beautiful.
You're fine. Yeah, you're good.
You have
Don't worry
nothing
about
to
it.
worry
You're
about.
good.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I'm gonna tell
If
you
you
right
looked
now.
like this, then you'd have something to worry about.
You
But
know what?
no, you're
Even
gorgeous.
then,
Nice.
it doesn't matter because there's going to be people there that, I mean, they've got good costumes and
Yeah.
they like the characters, but let's face it, they probably shouldn't be dressing like that.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter what con you go to. There's going to be a con where there's a certain amount of people who are wearing costumes who shouldn't be.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, they should be wearing costumes. They should just be wearing
They're
ones
wearing the
to
wrong
where,
ones.
like maybe they shouldn't be exceeding the weight of the costume, the weight limit of the
picked my
costume.
words better, I suppose.
You know what's funny? Is
Slave
that,
Leia and, you know.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Trust me. It's okay.
I told
and
David.
tell your boy,
like me?
you're fine.
You
Like
mean
as
like
in
me?
you look good. You're fine. I'm sure you look good, but no, it's an okay thing. You're perfect.
I
Oh,
remember. No, that's gonna be a big hit. I'm telling you.
that's great.
So, no, send us that picture and we'll show it on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Feast of Phantoms. We'll say Instagram. Just send it to us there.
Yeah, send it to the Instagram. It'll be great. We'll put it up,
But
and then you can show off, and we can go. Oh, isn't that cute?
I don't know if I told you this, Cam, but at Fan Expo Dallas, I think it was Saturday when I was walking around, I saw this tall lady dressed as Wonder Woman cosplay, and I was like, "Wow,
Nice.
that looks really cool." And I was like, "Hey, you know." And as I'm walking by, I hear Wonder Woman's. Someone says, "Oh, cool cosplay," and Wonder Woman goes, "Thanks." And I'm like,
Wonder Woman had a little extra baggage, did she?
I was like, "Ooh, there's Chick-fil-A. Let me go there."
Hey, look, it's lunchtime. How about that?
It's like, wow, it is. Oh, it's only 10 a.m. But
Yeah, I could see it being like Quagmire from Family Guy. Whoa, transvestite, back off.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Pre or post surgery?
Pre-op.
Pre.
Whoa, transvestite.
Whoa,
back off.
transvestite. Hang on.
I've seen that clip actually. No, I did the old Crocodile Dundee test.
So she has worn the slave outfit.
Oh, see, there you go.
Ooh.
All right. If you can pull off the slave outfit, you're good with the black dress. It's okay. It's great. And funny enough, I went as Han Solo this past year to Fan Expo myself. So
Hey,
that
it
was
ain't
great.
weird because if I ever get a girlfriend, she better expect to do cosplay. So, just saying. It's a requirement.
Or at
My
least
next-
go to a con with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At least.
Or at least, yeah.
My next cosplay is going to be Dr. Manhattan after the accident.
Nice.
I'm just going to go there naked in blue paint.
TMI. TMI.
Here's my cosplay.
TMI.
I am Mystique disguised as a 20-year-old kid. That's my cosplay.
Mystique disguised as myself.
But then, I think I could do the Dr. Manhattan, and that's fine. But I think I'd still have to have a prosthetic. Just, it gets cold sometimes. You get a little shrinky. You don't want that. You don't want to embarrass yourself, right?
Oh man, I don't know why it makes me think of in Family Guy when Peter asked the artist to draw him as X-Men, and he draws Joe as Professor X, and Joe goes, "Of course." He's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair, of course.
Professor X.
Oh.
Oh man.
Well, Lexi, I'm happy for you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Aww.
Nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's going to give me cavities.
That's right. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the closest I've ever gotten to seeing anyone in a Princess Leia slave bikini was Cam, so my expectations are a little
That's not really a high bar to get over.
I was going to say, it's a pretty low bar there.
That'll be my comparison.
Jeez, you don't have to agree with me so quickly.
That'll be my comparison.
Oh, yes, I do. Because I saw it too.
We all saw it.
Yeah.
The internet saw it, and the internet is forever.
My digital footprint is weird.
Cam, now here's how that side of the Star Wars fandom will say, look, the guy that likes The Last Jedi dressed up as Princess Leia. What does that tell you about him? And leave out the
Stunning and
context.
brave. That's what it
There you
says.
But,
There you go.
but yeah, if you want to see Cam in a Princess Leia,
just go a couple months
outfit,
back to Emily Mine.
go check out Cam and Focus's YouTube page.
It really is in
That's
focus.
my plug for this evening. If you want to see Cam wearing lingerie, go check out his channel.
You know what's funny? I think that's like the second most watch stream on the channel.
I think it is too. I forget what's the most watched.
I
but
believe
yeah.
last I checked, it was Kroll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I missed that one. I even watched that movie. Y'all made me
Well,
watch
you
that
also
movie.
watched Emu War and unfortunately missed.
That was hilarious.
That was your punishment for not being there for Kroll.
Yeah, exactly. At least you didn't watch Attack Force, because yikes. But I don't want to talk about that anymore, so I'm just gonna. I'm gonna throw it to Cam. I threw it to Cam, so he has to talk.
Anyway,
about
Star Wars,
Hey,
Clone
Star
Wars.
Wars. We're not in the shameless plugs yet. You just wait.
What did we think about the duel between Ventress and Ahsoka?
Ventress's laugh was like evil and maniacal in this one, wasn't it?
But she
Yeah.
is
Well,
Like,
yeah, she's a
wow,
baldy, whatever Ahsoka calls her.
Harpy.
Baldy.
Harpy.
Harpy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Harpy.
want to keep forgetting that. Yeah. Baldy Parpy. What a rookie at these. Yeah.
Oh, and Ahsoka did the splits.
Oh, yeah.
Did the splits. It was
We're all going to recreate that real quick.
Are we?
No, I
You
can't.
first.
I can't.
Oh, wow. Look at the time. That's lunch.
Maybe in my much younger days, but not now.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I see that. Wow.
Oh, wow. Look at that technique.
I can't believe it.
Woo.
I'm going to
Wow.
try that real quick.
That was
Ready?
a workout.
Oh,
Incredible!
Okay, watch me. I'm gonna stand on my hands and do it. All right, here I go. Ready?
Wow.
Oh, nope. Yeah, I got it. There we go.
He
That was
turns off
tough.
he turns off his camera, and all we hear is "Oh, hot, 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 hot,
Hot.
I have lost control of the show.
Oh.
Probably has lost control of the show. I am the only sane person on here.
Somehow David falls down the stairs and he has his headphones still on, so it's like Peter falling down the stairs. Oh god, oh my gosh, oh.
And then when he hits the floor, his arms behind his back.
His spine is out and he goes, oh god, what do I do?
But Gunray ends up getting away.
But
We have
Of
the
course.
huge plot twist with the guard that
Yeah, with the guard.
David
Which
would
I mean,
being
honestly, if you did not see that coming, like
Oh,
a million miles away,
pretty
are we blind?
Yeah. And then I was shocked when Ventress killed him. I mean, that was the bigger plot twist than Fight Club to me. I mean, it was just
I seen that coming a mile away.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, especially when they're in the shuttle and he's got his feet propped up and he, look how good I am.
He's like,
and then
I'll
comes
make
Ventress
sure.
and she opens the door and I'm like, oh, you're dead.
He
You're
goes,
dead. You're dead. You're about to die.
He says to Ventress, he's like, I'll make sure Dooku knows of your services.
Yeah.
You're not higher than Ventress. Like, what are you doing?
Now, something else, too. And again, we're dealing with a children's show, Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
The first clone that Ventress happens upon. Because I watched this episode again this afternoon, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. That's pretty rough. She lobbed his head off. I mean, clean up. And it wasn't like it was like shown off screen or anything. I mean, it was like she did it, and then you see his body and his head. Doom, 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 and I was like, oh. All
Yeah,
right.
but if the kids had seen Clone Wars, it wasn't nothing new. And they
True.
seen Django's head get whopped off.
Yeah.
And-
Revenge of the Sith.
To answer your question, Lexi, yeah, at times he was rude. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, quite a few times.
It's tough love.
Well, I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that Ahsoka was just kind of dumped on Anakin. He wasn't expecting to have a Padawan.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is true. In fact,
Just
he thought
like-
it was Obi-Wan's.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like Anakin was kind of dumped on Obi-Wan after Qui-Gon died. You know,
Karma.
I saw
How
a
about-
meme the other day. It was like if Star Wars had Twitter, and it was like the Jedi Council saying that Qui-Gon bought a slave boy on Tatooine. That doesn't seem right. Tax write-off. Yeah.
well, could you imagine how awkward it would be if Obi-Wan's holding Qui-Gon as he's dying, and Qui-Gon's like, "Promise me you will train the boy," and Anakin's like,
Wait, I thought that you were gonna train me. Like, what the heck? You're killing me. You know.
Obi-Wan's just like, man, I'd rather not. I have this thing I got to do. It's gonna take up a lot of time.
I
Exactly.
gotta sing.
That's
It's
lunch.
lunchtime.
Yeah.
What Star Wars
right.
movie is y'all's favorite? Okay, Dave, you first.
Okay, my first, and I'm gonna break it up. Prequel trilogy is gonna be, and I'm catch flack for this every time. I like the Attack of the Clones. Sequel trilogy, sequel trilogy. I'm gonna go with Last Jedi and OT Empire. And no, you're not annoying. You're a first-time viewer. You need to learn these things. So.
We enjoy the comments. They're fun.
It's engagement.
Exactly.
That's right. Debbie?
Prequels, Sith, Revenge of the Sith. The originals, Empire. And for the sequels, Force Awakens.
For me, the prequels, Phantom Menace. That movie is very dear to my heart. Original trilogy, Empire. I mean, I feel like that's the obvious answer. And sequel trilogy, The Last Jedi. It's my favorite Star Wars film overall. Andrew?
Yeah, well, so for each trilogy, for the prequels and the sequels, there's 2 movies I like and there's one I don't, but that has nothing to do with favorites. I don't know why, whatever. Prequels, it is Revenge of the Sith, but Phantom Menace is a close second because I really do like that movie. Sequels, this one is where it gets interesting because I really do like The Force Awakens, but I also do really like The Last Jedi too.
So what's the favorite?
I would probably give it to The Last Jedi.
Okay.
But it really, I think it depends on the day you ask me. But right now, I'd say The Last Jedi, so that Cam doesn't kick me off his show. And then for the originals, I actually agree with Lexi there. It's Return of the Jedi, which is my favorite Star Wars movie overall.
Nice.
I don't get me wrong. I would say Empire is the best, but my favorite is Revenge. I love the that lightsaber duel for me between Vader and Luke. I think it's
perfect.
Better. I was gonna say I think it's better than Empire because of the emotion behind it and whatever. And not to go on a whole spiel about that. And I love the ending. I love the feel of the movie but yeah.
Look at this.
There you go. Last Jedi.
You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Kudos, Lexi.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you talk about the duel at the end, Andrew. Something that I love about the duel in Return of the Jedi as opposed to the duel in Empire Strikes Back is that the energy and the aggression in the last part of the Empire duel is present all throughout the Return of the Jedi duel.
Yeah.
And I love that. I feel like that's peak original trilogy swordplay right there.
And not to go too deep off into this rabbit hole, but Anakin Luke is like at the peak, almost basically at the peak of his skill, his Jedi, whatever. So he honestly, if he really wanted to, he could take Anakin down, but he doesn't want to. He wants his father to turn back to the good side. So he's intentionally holding back a little bit. And then I think Vader senses that, and that's why he sends his boss with asthma down an elevator shaft. But oh man.
What's y'all's favorite characters? Only pick 2 or 3 of your choice.
I mean, I gotta go. If I had to pick 2, I would pick Luke and Thrawn.
Nice.
Kanan would be 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Are we talking overall Star Wars or just the movies?
Let's do overall.
Because depends on. Oh man.
Mine's either going to be Vader and Boba Fett or Baze and Chirrut.
Hey, I'm wearing a Boba Fett shirt.
Depending on the time of day.
It's lunch, so
it's afternoon, so
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of tough because I connect with different characters in a lot of different ways. On any given day, I will tell you that 2 of my favorite characters are Maul and Cal Kestis. But you know, but characters that I love include ones like Kanan, Ben Solo, Luke Skywalker. I mean, it's tough to pick out an actual favorite, but yeah, like I said, generally I'm going to go with either Maul or Cal Kestis.
I completely blanked on Maul.
Yeah, I mean his entire story, especially post Phantom Menace, is it's so good. It's a good exploration of just a character as beaten down as he is.
Yeah.
I have too many to list.
Han Solo. I feel like that's the top of your list.
Yeah, but she also likes Hayden though. So
Thrawn, Hayden.
I mean,
Anakin. Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor.
All dudes, basically.
James Arnold Taylor.
Well, see.
Wow.
Well,
what a burn. That's what says
to my age, but they're really not. Because there's like 20 years between me and the majority. Well, except for Harrison, although I'm his junior. Let's see.
Well, because he's
like
80
years. Junior. So.
Yeah, he's like in his early 80s now, yeah?
Yeah, he just turned it. Harem that she's creating with all these like actors and stuff, and to make her her line go on and all this stuff.
To rule the earth.
Rule the world.
Yes. Rule the world. I have my harem.
Hang on, I'm looking.
I mean, other honorary mentions would be Padme in episode 2, Leia in episode 3 or episode 6, and Rey doesn't have a scene like that. Oh.
Hey, there it is.
Quit it. Quit it.
That needs to be updated. Wow.
It needs to be updated. I need to make my own. I keep saying that, and then I never do because I keep thinking of people, and I'm like,
before you know it, their faces.
There's
gonna be
just
like this
not enough room for all my men.
Oh man.
Well, Lexi says we should make one of her with Anakin.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, okay. We can do that. It'll be a picture of you with all the different versions of Anakin all around. I'm talking like Clone Wars Anakin, Episode 2 Anakin, Episode 3 Anakin,
Slave
General
Anakin.
Skywalker.
Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah,
Old Anakin.
You know, there's a meme of
old Force Ghost Anakin.
Yeah, there's a meme in Return of the Jedi when Anakin turns to a Force Ghost, and then it cuts to the younglings, and they're like, "Who the heck let him in here?"
Oh
man.
Well, I keep thinking. Well, every time I think about Anakin's redemption, the first thing that I think of is Commodore Norrington from the first Pirates of the Caribbean, where he says, "One good deed does not redeem a man of a lifetime of wickedness." I'm like, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
But the Force works in mysterious ways, I guess.
It's kind of like this.
Well, it wasn't a lifetime of wickedness. I mean, let's face it, he
did a lot of good.
It was half his life of wickedness.
I mean, it's kind of like they say, roses are red, violets are blue, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? You know?
Oh my God.
Buzz. All right. Shameless plugs. What have we got tonight, Debbie?
Saturday. Oh, wait. Yeah, Friday. I think we have a new snack on anime.
I'm on it.
Check the calendar.
Yeah, I completely forget.
I'm pretty sure we have a new one coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, let me get
Saturday's Geek Gauntlet. Monday, on MCU Monday, we are talking about the Fantastic Four previous movies.
Ooh, talk about the 1992 one.
No, thank you.
Yes.
I need specifications on which movies we're watching because I only know of 3 movies.
There's 4 movies.
One was
the 1992 one. No, because that was crap. And the 15 one.
Yeah, the Fan-Fortastic. No, thank you.
Fan-for-stick.
Oh my god.
No, it's
Wait, say that
the
again?
two. It's the two Michael Chiklis ones, and especially, you know what? We're doing this too because oh, now I can't think of his name. He just died, Dr. Doom.
Oh,
yeah.
Something McMahon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Julian? Is it Julian?
I'm on
Yes.
Julian
Julian McMahon.
McMahon, yes.
Yeah. So since he just passed away, as an honor to him, we'll go with the two.
Okay.
The two.
I just needed to know what I was going to watch this weekend. So
We pranked
Kinda
Gabby and say the 1992 and the Fan-for-stick, and then David and I watched the other two.
also on MCU Mondays, if you didn't catch it last week, we did a review of the new Superman movie. So go check
Go
that out.
watch that. It was a blast.
I've seen it
We
now
had lots of
twice in
fun.
theaters.
It was a cross promotion, cross examination on MCUs that we did with.
And then our friends, the Sith Dominion, I have not heard if they're doing anything Tuesday
I'll tell
night.
you off, Joe.
Okay. Wednesday, we always have a episode of Where the Stars Come On. And then Thursday, we'll be back. I know
Okay,
it's
we're boring you.
General Grievous's lair.
Grievous's lair, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was more episodes to that one or not.
I don't think so. I think it's just the one.
And that's all I got.
Cam, what have you got?
So this past Sunday on shut up, Andrew. This past Sunday on Cam in Focus, we Andrew and I went on and we discussed probably one of Steven Seagal's absolute worst movies, and trust me, there was a lot to choose from. Called I keep on wanting to say Action Force. I know it's not Action Force, it's Attack Force. But yeah, it was probably one of the worst movies we've ever seen.
We could
in our
tell you
entire
everything
lives.
and nothing about it.
Yeah. So check that out over on my Cam and Focus channel in the live tab. This coming Sunday, we're going live again to discuss Alex Garland's film Civil War.
I just watched that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, literally, like day before yesterday.
Nice.
You gotta join us now. It's destiny.
One of us. Google gobble.
Hey, he's like I'm like George in Back to the Future. Your density has popped me to you.
I mean, destiny. Andrew, do you have anything shameless plug wise?
Yeah, so it's kind of in the works right now. I was talking with Kat about potentially starting a new weekly series of shorts called This Week in Film History, where I briefly highlight and discuss about 3 to 5 movies that are celebrating significant anniversaries. So like minimum 5 years or 10 years, 15, 20, all the way up to, I don't know, I guess 100 if we want to go that far back. So working on putting that together tonight, and then it probably will go out tomorrow. So, yeah.
Awesome.
It looks like Lexi has one more question for us. She says,
one more question. Weird question.
She says, "Can one of y'all try to make me?" Oh,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
there it is.
That one. There it is. Make me blush. I like ideas for my boyfriends to do from photos.
You're asking the wrong dude here. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I could, but I haven't got it, Sam.
Sign him in. It's
Roblox, and I don't remember what his sign name is.
Roblox bad. Roblox.
I mean, you could always give your boyfriend like my favorite pickup line, which is, my Wi-Fi might not be working, but I think you and I have a good connection.
How about?
Oh my gosh.
Making me go all rosy cheeks.
How about? Do you have a mirror in your pocket? Because I can sure see myself in your pants.
I think she's talking about taking a photo and making it to where she looks like she's blushing.
Yeah.
On a scale of
Y'all
1,
just went into the gutter.
on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9.
I didn't
I'm
go
the
in
one
the
you
gutter.
need.
He did.
No, you started. I don't know any pickup lines, so
My pickup line was innocent. Thank you very much.
sure.
But
Hey, I was reading.
Let me
I was
look at
reading
that
the book
question again.
Hey, here's
I like
mine.
it.
I was reading the book of Numbers last night and realized I didn't have yours.
Oh,
And that's why I put all
I
my
thought-
money in movies.
We're over an hour now.
all right, we're over an hour. All right.
What an ending.
That is going to be it for us tonight. You guys have a great rest of your week. Don't forget to go check out the Superman episode of MCU Mondays. Go watch it because it's a blast. We had a lot of fun. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias, Facebook and Instagram, all that kind of fun stuff. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications so you know when we do go live. We will see all of you next week right here on the Cantina Happy Hour. May the Force be with you all.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Pocket sand. Yeah.